Notice the big short from 2015. This was this was based on a true story. And when you don't know that gets into trouble, is what you know for sure that just ends so. Mark Twain.
Treasury bonds and utility stocks. Late 70s, banking wasn't a job you went into to make large sums of money. News. Filled with losers. Like selling insurance or accounting. The bond department at the bank was straight up
Ryan
comatose.
Gosling.
We all know about bonds. Maybe when he's 30, he makes $100. Boring. Louis Ranieri came on the scene at Solomon Brothers. You might not know who he is, but he changed your life more than Michael Jordan, the iPod, and YouTube put together.
I still don't know who he is.
But he'd already changed banking forever with one simple idea.
Mortgage-backed security. Average person's mortgage. Fixed rate, 30 years. Boring, safe, small payoff. You have thousands of them all bundled together. Suddenly, the yield goes up, but the risk is still small because the hell doesn't pay their mortgage? Bond, gentlemen, is AAA rated.
Triple A.
I'll buy 20 million.
Oh, come on, live over there.
25 million.
The banker went from the country club to the strip club. Pretty soon, stocks, they were doing 50, 100, 200 billion in mortgage bonds and dozens of other securities a year. America barely noticed as its #1 industry became more and
Top
more
Gun.
banking. Almost 30 years later, in 2008, all came crashing down.
It's a 2008 financial crisis.
Certainly the largest financial disaster in decades in this country.
And Louis Ranieri's mortgage-backed security mutated into a monstrosity that collapsed the whole world economy. I'm guessing most of you still don't really know what happened.
Financial institutions are strong.
But there were some who saw it coming. Few outsiders and weirdos saw what no one else could. Not me. Not a
Is he
weirdo.
investing?
Saw it by doing something the rest of the suckers never thought to do. They looked.
During the 1930s,
Christian Bale.
the housing market collapsed nationwide. Specific identifiers, extremely recognizable.
Michael Burry.
One of the hallmarks of mania is the rapid rise of fraud. And did you know that they're going up?
I've always been more comfortable alone. It was because of my glass eye. Lost the eye in a childhood illness.
He got injured.
They're going
Yeah.
up. Highest fraud rates since the 1930s. 1933, the 4th year of the Great Depression.
Most social interactions are awkward for me and for the person.
You have a very nice haircut. Did you do it yourself? What? No, I'm sorry. On and on. My wife told me I need to share more.
That seems healthy.
Yeah.
Could I get the job? I really think I could help your fund.
Sure.
You get that job.
You're David. David, great. You want me to work on for start?
And I can come back. The tech bubble burst in 2001, and the housing market in San Jose, the tech capital of the world,
Housing is always stable, low risk.
that's that 20 selling mortgage bonds.
So you want to know what the top 20 selling mortgage bonds are?
These are in each one.
Bonds made up of thousands and thousands of mortgages?
Sorry, I'm late. No cabs. I'm supposed to be getting him to invest in our fund.
This guy
Instead,
from Office.
I start grilling him about overdraft penalties, making billions off screwing over people this way. And I'm getting madder and madder. I look him in the face and I say, how can you sleep at night knowing that you are ripping off working people? He left. He just walks out of the lunch, doesn't say a word. And make me feel bad about myself.
Wait, that's the situation.
Did I hijack this session?
Yeah. Commodities.
Good luck with that.
Suffered a terrible loss. Maybe you want to talk about that?
I don't talk about that. Hold on. Whole business is built on ripping people off. How long can that last?
Mark Bond.
Bye, everybody.
Yes, it's a real people. Yeah.
They paid on time, of course.
They're paying another 30 days late. LTV 95, LTV 90. They caught up on their payments as well. LTV 110. I've never done it. 95.
He hasn't spoken to me since he hired me.
Maybe LTV high risk.
Michael, how are you, guy?
Lawrence, I found something really interesting. No stocks. I want to short the housing market.
Housing market is rock solid.
Greenspan just said bubbles are regional, defaults are rare. This one's wrong.
I don't think you mean to do this, but sometimes you sound very
Dismissive and superior.
I look for value wherever it can be found. Mortgage-backed securities are filled with extremely risky subprime adjustable. And if they fail above 15%, the whole bond is worthless. Lawrence, please don't patronize me. If this
Mortgage-backed securities. Does it make you feel bored or stupid? Well,
Okay.
Wall Street loves to use confusing
I'm
terms
not
to make
the
you
only
think
one.
only Margot Robbie in a bubble bath to explain.
Basically, Louis Rainieri's mortgage bonds made billions and billions on their 2%. They started running out of mortgages to put in them. Homes and so many people with good enough jobs to buy them, right? Filling these bonds with riskier and riskier mortgages. Thank you, Andrew. These risky mortgages are called subprime. Mortgage bonds that were supposedly 65% AAA were actually just mostly full. So now he's going to short, which means to bet against.
before someone else sees this investment, we have to act now.
How do you know the bonds are worthless? Thousands of
pages of mortgages.
I read them.
reads them. Only the lawyers who put them together read them.
I don't think that they even know what they've made. And I want to short it.
Through what instrument? Structure options for mortgage bonds. The bonds are too stable.
Lawrence, I'm going to get a bank to make
In your text.
Excuse me, Goldman, you're right.
Mark Baum had built his career on never assuming anyone or any company was legit without proving it.
Paul is a fine boy, and Mark is an excellent student at the Tehran. It's the reason Mark is studying so hard, looking for inconsistencies in the Word of God.
He started his own fund on Wall Street. He had an amazing nose for his whole worldview dark and ready to believe the whole system was a lie.
I worry about you, Mark.
At least I went.
You're running around like you have to right every wrong.
In the world.
Okay, crap people are pulling, and everyone's walking around like they're in a goddamn Enya video. What they care about? They care about the ball game. Or they care about what actress just went into rehab.
So negative.
No, we agreed. If it interfered with work.
You hate Wall Street, but maybe it's time to quit.
Love my job.
You're miserable.
Every day about what happened. I know you must feel the same as you.
I know how close you were to your brother.
Where'd you go, Paul?
He died.
My cab. That's my cab. That's my cab. That is my cab.
Wala crazy.
To bet against the housing market.
Why? Those bonds only fail if millions of Americans don't pay their. It seems like a foolish investment.
Oh, everyone's wrong.
That's a good one.
The money, we are going to take it.
My one concern is that when the bond of payment in case of solvency issues with your bank.
Are you for real? You want to bet against the housing market and you're worried we won't pay you.
Ito sana kontra. Titindo.
As we go structure that would pay out if the bonds fail, but the value of the mortgage bond goes up. You'd have to pay us monthly premiums.
Yes. This is on 6 mortgage-backed securities all insured.
Laughing.
We're prepared to sell you $5 million in credit default swaps on these mortgage bonds.
Can we make it 100 million?
I believe we can make it 100 million.
Could I take one for my son?
Yes.
That's one thing.
100 million?
Might as well for distraction when you shake your behind. Free to get loose and get carried away.
It's very cool.
Tomorrow you forgot what you were coming in. Stand next to the
200 million in credit swaps for mortgage bonds. Some fund manager to make money, dog.
Wait, I didn't know there was hit with some fund manager.
Randall? Unfortunately, it's in a place like this, which I would never be. And it's after work, ever. I have fashion friends.
This guy wanted 200 million credit default swaps. Word is he hit half the town.
In total.
1.3 billion.
What?
Yeah.
That's Dion's liquidity.
This is a certainty.
Mike, I consider myself a mentor. The company is not comfortable with this investment.
Full autonomy when it comes to investment strategy.
Do not throw our inception agreement in my face, Michael.
It's not crazy. I mean, it's all very logical.
So now we pay out premiums on these swaps.
Mortgages fail? In other words, we lose millions.
That's correct.
Why
it makes money for Morgan Stanley, I'm happy.
Okay. Hey, did I hear you're expecting?
But we're saying
That's exciting.
Very large thing called an epididymis, which is the thing that goes around the ball, extremely pronounced epididymis.
I'm riveted. Any pictures?
Almost as
Nice. Cynthia wants me to quit and open a B&B in Vermont.
Refused to kiss the ring of the people with the checkbook, so he had to set up his fund under Morgan Stanley's umbrella.
Happy when you're unhappy.
I am happy when I'm not happy.
Benny Daniel,
You know how to make a muffin?
Mark's numbers guy. Father to a violent crime when he was young. Just like Mark,
Yes.
he didn't talk about it.
I don't talk about that.
Okay.
I mean, she made me start wearing a seat.
Bomb at a previous firm and couldn't figure out why no one listened to Bomb, the guy with all the good ideas. Danny Moses, the optimist of the bunch, and a hell of a traitor, which is the only reason they put up with his bull.
Who was talking about shorting housing bonds? Short housing bonds?
That happens like 5 times a day that somebody gets their own front point. We should change our name.
Wait, what's ABX? It tracks subprime mortgage bond value. Go back to sleep.
Down. It's down 3 points since last year. That's weird. I haven't heard a peep about that.
These lucky sons of bitches caught wind of one of the best trades in Wall Street history from a wrong number.
Venet? Jared Venet from Deutsche. Sounded very sketchy. Sounds like a douchebag.
Have a seat.
Okay, Mr. Bennett from Deutsche Bank. Here we have.
There's definitely some interest.
Oh, my boss would have my ass.
You crazy, Jim? Get lost,
Fuck.
Jerry.
You smell that? What is that?
What?
What's that smell?
A cologne?
No, money.
Okay.
I smell money.
Okay.
Chris, this is your basic mortgage bonds of AAA mortgages bundled together, guaranteed by the U.S. government. Up of layers of tranches. AAA is getting paid first. The lowest rated B's getting paid last. Now, obviously, if you're buying B's, you can make more money, but they're a little risky. Sometimes they fail. Somewhere along the line, these B's and double B's went from a little risky to dog rock bottom FICO scores. No income verification. The default rates are already up from 1% to 4%, fellas. And if they rise to 8%, and they will.
Saying that at 8% the bonds fail and we are already at 4%?
That's right.
If they go to 8, it's Armageddon.
You're completely sure of the math.
Look at him. My quantitative. My math specialist. Look at him. Different about him? Look at his face. His name's Yang. He won a national math competition in China. Speak English. Yeah, I'm sure of the math.
My name's Jiang, and I do speak English. I don't because he thinks it makes me seem more authentic.
Bring us a chance to short this pile of blocks.
Called a credit default swap. Make 10 to 1, even 20 to 1 return, and it's already slowly going bust. No one is paying attention because the banks are too busy getting paid obscene fees. In fact, that's a nice shirt. Do they make it for men? I don't think like a bank. Big bank, small bank, I like to make money. All right? I'm standing in front of a burning house, and I'm offering you fire insurance on some that are 65% AAA rated, that I know for a fact are filled with 95% FICOs below 550. Want me to really blow your mind? When the market deems a bond too risky to buy, what do you think? A CDO.
What is that?
This is where we take a bunch of B's, double B's, and triple B's that haven't sold, and we put them in a pile. The thing is suddenly considered diversified. And then the whores at the rating agency give it a 92, 93% collateralized debt obligation. It's important to understand because it's what allowed a housing crisis to become a nationwide economic disaster. Anthony Bourdain to explain.
On a Sunday afternoon, setting the menu at a big restaurant. I ordered my fish on Friday, which some of the fresh fish doesn't sell. What am I going to do? Throw all this unsold fish, which is the triple B level of the bond, in the garbage and take the loss? No way. Being the crafty and morally onerous chef that I am, whatever crappy levels of the bond into a seafood stew. See, it's not old fish. It is they're eating 3-day-old halibut. That is a CDO.
Oh, lady.
So somehow you're like the Dora the Explorer, and you're the first person who has found this.
Should treat these CDOs like they're as solid as treasury bonds, and they're going to zero.
Now, 500 billion in housing bonds so less. They're all asleep at the wheel.
Yeah. My whole department's long on this. Zero. Triple B's. Zero. And then that happens. That's American housing market.
Playing us, he's got too much skin in the game and he's dumping his position.
What if he's right?
You want him to be right.
Yes, I do. Those same banks got greedy, they lost track of the market, and I can profit off of their stupidity. Yeah, I want him to be right. I can't hate him. He is so transparent in his self-interest that I kind of respect him. Let's find out. Let's find out.
We
And
see
if there
Andrew
is,
there,
how exposed? Let's
and
get
looks
on
like
this
it.
quickly too, because if he's right, every loser with a couple $1,000,000 in a fund is going to be jumping on this.
JP Morgan Chase.
Okay.
JP Morgan Chase.
Unfield funds?
Yes.
Hey. Hello.
Ted.
So excited to get set up on your trading platform.
Cool.
Here, have a seat a sec.
We just moved here from Boulder.
Yeah. Well, can we see some of your offering documents?
Brownfield is its own money. 30 million right now, but we started 4 years ago with 110,000.
An ISDA agreement with JP Morgan so we can deal in long-term options. You guys are under the capital requirements for an ISDA. $1,470,000,000 or so.
This makes us look bad, doesn't it? That we didn't know what the capital requirements were?
Those returns and give us a call way down the line, you know?
50 in the afternoon.
Painful. I'm young yet. I can still do something with my life. I miss Colorado anyway.
This guy says that the housing market's a giant bubble.
We didn't find Jared Bennett's housing bubble pitch in the lobby of a bank that rejected us. The truth is, I had told Charlie about it, and...
Okay. Thanks for the information.
There's 10-to-1 returns on credit default swaps for mortgage-backed securities.
Early, the housing market doomsday prediction was music to their ears.
Today I found
Working out of Jamie's garage with 110,000 boats up and down the East Coast.
hate to think about bad things happening, so they always underestimate their likelihood.
The markets will sell options very cheaply on things they think will never happen. They will write big. Turn 110 grand into 30 million.
No bank will give us our ISDA. We're dead in the water. Out of the question.
You gotta call Ben.
Was a former trader in Singapore for Chase who quit the whole game in disgust. Net walking dogs. But Ben was dark.
Used wood ash and urine, help restore the soil, creates ammonium nitrate.
Jamie and Charlie had never even been in a Manhattan bank bathroom.
Seriously, guys? We're going to crunch the numbers like...
I need you out of here.
Of course.
Yes, ma'am.
Just
We're
one
going.
second.
We're going.
What's up, man? Hello, I'm surveying mortgage owners who are over 90 days delinquent. I'm looking for a Harvey Humpsey. Landlord filled out his mortgage application using his dog's name. So not been paying his mortgage? Because I've been paying my rent. Well, yeah, he is over 90 days delinquent. Am I going to have to leave? It just got settled in the school, man. Hey, how are you? You should talk to your landlord about that. I'm sorry, I don't have any more information, but you, It's not my fault, dude. I've been paying.
Took us to the TV. It's weird. It didn't even clean out the cat litter. Oh, God.
No one's here.
It's like Chernobyl.
No, fuck that!
Cocotan.
Been in there for 7 hours. Where's he go to the bathroom? In Dr. Berry's office. No, he actually prefers that you email him. Excuse me.
Hey, Lawrence. To identify macroeconomic trends.
Anyone can see that there's a real estate bubble.
No one can see a bubble. That's what makes it a bubble.
It's always markers. Mortgage fraud. As they're soaring, that means the homes are debt, not assets. So
That's cute. Are you being sarcastic with us, Mike?
I don't know how to be sarcastic. People, I just know how to read numbers.
What's your short position right now?
1.3 billion.
And the premiums?
Well, we pay roughly 80 to 90 million. First to do this trade. Watch, it will pay. I may have been early, but I'm not wrong.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
It'll all be gone.
07 is when the adjustable rates kick in and the defaults will skyrocket.
Yeah, says you.
How much is eligible for
Says
withdrawal?
The year, but if they trust me, and they trust me because
No
I've always
one
performed.
trusts you. No one.
Several
Must
know
be
that
conservative.
the returns, and I've been very clear.
People will withdraw their money.
Be so stupid. I mean, or avoided, and then the banks get to keep all of the collateral.
Wait a minute. Wait.
All of it.
What? The contracts are voided? Contracts are voided?
Give me my money back. I want my money back.
I sold that house for $350 the year it was built. 2 years later, $480. Bought it for $650 last year. You'd let it go for that.
Is Morgan Stanley recruiting us? Is that?
Oh, no. No, the bank owns our hedge fund. I understand the residential mortgage business.
How many loans do you write each month?
60.
What was it 4 years ago?
Maybe 15.
Yeah, I was a bartender. Now I own a boat.
You own a boat. So vegetables are bread and honey. So do applicants ever get rejected? That I suck at my job.
Even if they have no money?
Well, my firm offers ninja loan. Income, no job. Corporate doesn't care. These people just want homes, you know, and they go with the flow.
Yeah, mess
I
up.
write a loan on Friday afternoon. Big bank is going to buy it by Monday.
You hold on a second.
Yeah.
They're not confessing.
They're bragging.
Do people have any idea what they are buying?
Focus on the immigrants, you know? Once they find out they're getting a home, they sign where you tell them to sign.
Immigrants too.
Their credit actually isn't bad enough for him.
I make $2,000 on a fixed rate prime, right? But I can make $10,000. No one on the poll has good credit, and they're all cash rich.
I think I read Warren Buffett say something.
Who's Warren Buffett?
Okay, so strippers like exotic dance. Can you introduce us?
Yes! Yes!
Private contract.
What? I can't.
I need flexibility.
And you tell the mortgage company what you do?
You can touch me.
Always?
Only in VIP.
Loan on a property?
Everybody does. We only put down like 5%.
Well, prices have leveled off though, right? Anymore, I'll still pay you.
We're not alone.
Okay, look, if home prices don't go up, you're going to be stuck paying whatever your monthly payment is once it jumps up after your teaser rate expires. 300%.
100% on all my loans?
It's on one house, right?
I have 5 houses and a condo.
Like 50 million in swaps on the MBS. What do we got? Garibaldi 4 triple.
America's angriest hedge fund?
All right, listen, I got one last question for you. Buy your swaps, but only if you say how you're...
Into your eyes as I make love to you, Vinny. I'm handing you the deal of the century on it. I got a $20 million a month negative carry. I got bosses trying to pull the plug because they think our swaps are a dark market, so I set the price. Whatever price I want. Rip your eyes out. I'm gonna make a fortune. The banana and the nuts. Right now I get the sprinkles, and yeah, if this goes through, I get the cherry.
All right, I buy that. Thank you. We'll take 50 million. Garibaldi 4 triple B.
Bring your pencils, I'll get the paperwork ready. Yes!
That's right.
He prefers 2006.
Very specific. I don't know if it's the first one.
A lot of flying to do. You can see it in her eye.
Jamie, you know you're not supposed to use this line.
A retired trader, okay? No one is listening to your calls.
has $52 billion budget and the ability to monitor tens of million calls a second. You think they're not using it?
Chance to look at what we sent you, Ben? It's Charlie. I'm here too.
All right, Charlie. Yeah, I did. Hold on.
I mean, that means that this Bennett guy's not wrong.
CDOs.
Yeah. Okay, so, Bennett mentions the CDOs, but actually, we took a look at model them.
Bigger than the MBS.
Yeah.
And 90% AAA rated.
Yes.
Over 90%.
Yeah, I took a good hard look at the CDOs you want to show.
We shorted the double Bs and the triple Bs, and the risk is relatively low. Payoff is like 25 to 1.
We need you to help us get the ISDA. If we get a hunting license...
We're asking you to do trading. We are simply asking you to help us get a seat.
Yes, acknowledging it.
Look, Ben, we know before anyone else. This is a once-in-a-lifetime deal.
Okay. You're going to take.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you.
Beginning of iPhone. Dislike poetry and most people hate poetry. I guess delinquency hit new high nearly 1 million.
We're just asking you
in 2007 right now.
Are we hooked up to the same computer screens?
How does that make sense? Mortgage defaults have gone through the roof. Is anybody jumping off the buildings yet?
Why would they? Subprime mortgage bond prices are up.
What?
It's to post collateral.
What the hell is going on?
We don't know. But Deutsche is on the phone demanding payment. It's down here.
So subprime loans go bad, but subprime bonds, which are made up of subprime loans, are more valuable? These S&P, are they downgrading the CDOs or mortgage bonds?
Nope, they're all still AAA.
What the hell? They go public and all they care about is their bottom line and their
I convinced her to make us sell our swaps. Apparently, tying up 6 years of insurance payments in hopes of housing Armageddon.
In there, very calmly, very politely, tell the risk assessors, meet me over at Standard & Poor's. We're going to talk to Georgia.
I spoke with Mark Baum. He says off.
End up taking any appointment they'll give me, and then the whole morning gets shot to hell. Standard & Poor's help you?
Well, we don't understand why the ratings agencies haven't downgraded subprime bonds since the underlying loans are...
People worried, but they're actually within our models.
So they're convinced the underlying mortgages in these bonds are solid.
You're giving these loans to anybody with a credit score and a pulse.
Excuse me, sir, what do you think we do here all day?
So
You can
solid.
check your friend.
Have you ever refused to rate?
That's delusional.
Georgia,
We stand behind
have
I
you ever
agree.
refused work on those deals?
Oh, I'm under no obligation to share that information with you.
Just
whoever you-
name one time in the past year where you checked the tape and you didn't give the banks the AAA percentage they want.
We don't work with them. They will go to our competitors. Not our fault. Simply the way the world works. Yes, now you see.
Selling ratings for fees. A rating shot.
You can afford to make less, make less.
I am not
On the
kidding
IPO.
you.
How'd your
What?
how'd your
I am
boss
not
do?
in the
Really?
habit of kidding.
Is that the angle you're taking? So now anyone
you
who has
two
a
obviously
boss,
just work for your-
legal things. What are you for?
No, I am not for, Mr. Baum. I am not what your incentives might be. Is it maybe in your best interest to have the ratings change? What default swaps do you own?
Doesn't make me wrong.
No, this makes you a hypocrite.
Everything, I'm gonna have to move back in with my mom. Banks are clueless and they don't know how to value these CDOs or they're such crooks. I think we should buy more swaps.
Fellas, we made a deal.
No way. No.
You fucking seriously look at yourself in the...
No.
You said you would mark off the credit loss event. There would be a principal write-down. You're gonna fucking get it in your ass. No. You got a matching little butler boy, you butt.
God, I pulled a muscle in my back from yelling.
There's no way you're marking these swaps appropriately. I mean, why should we back out of this trade right now?
Rating agencies, the SEC, and the big banks were clueless. Didn't I say that? On fire, they think their steak is done and you're surprised?
That's not stupidity, that's fraud.
The difference between stupid and illegal, and I'll have my wife's brother arrested. You just don't realize how clueless the system really is. But trust me, it's fueled by stupidity. You pass yourself off as cynical people, but...
Who understands this stuff? It makes no sense.
I think we need to go to Vegas.
What's in Vegas?
Vegas.
What the hell's in Las Vegas?
The American Securitization Forum's there next week. That is against dumb money. It's about time you find out just how dumb that money really is.
I'm talking crazy. Half-ass most of my money. My
Figure out if this is a deal of a lifetime or if everyone knows here's something we don't, we're gonna get royally screwed.
5 years ago, securitization was a loser convention. 100, maybe 200 people would show.
Someone hit a piñata filled with white people who suck at golf. I mean, who are all these clowns?
Then it says these are the people we're betting
For
against.
6 hours. Already been to the gym. I had 2 poached eggs, and I played blackjack with Harry Dean Stanton.
Thank you for your diary.
We don't want to spook everybody. Can you do that? I know you got a big mouth. You like to run it. Can you just keep it shut for a few days?
Okay.
Profits are strong, and the mortgage continues to be the bedrock on which this economy is built. Subprime department last year, but those losses will be contained at only 5%. Those variable rate packages were gobbled up by the consumers.
I have a question, please. Thank you.
How can I help you?
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Would you say that it is a possibility subprime losses stop at 5%?
New variable rates package?
Excuse me. There is a 0% chance that your subprime losses will stop. I have to take this.
He must be from Bank of America.
Yeah.
Baum really did that. When we were in Vegas, he did that. He said that. He took the call. You see what I had to deal with? The CDO machine to run for another 2 years, and then I'm rich as fuck, and I got my house in Aspen.
The performance of the underlying securitizations, it's easy to see that delinquency.
Bring you out here to talk about work, bro.
Why'd you bring us out here?
Shoot some watch out, the boys.
These guys are morons.
Well, actually, we're about to invest.
Since we had our budget cut, we don't investigate much.
Why are you here? I thought...
I'm not here for the SEC. I'm here on my own dime. Your brother, by the way.
How are you floating your resume to big banks? I mean, you're supposed to be the ones, policing the big bank. Financial institution right after you've been working in financial regulation, right?
No.
Come over here. What are you doing?
He's a Goldman. Yeah.
Well, the bond value's going up? Really?
Yes, he's just in the room this whole time.
To unload AIG and Countrywide and Freddie Mac positions, so core mortgage shorts on the swaps.
No problem, Dr. Berry. If the investors withdraw, what's going to happen here? Are we done?
Honestly, I don't know. The bonds aren't going down. That we are in a completely fraudulent system.
Or you're wrong?
Yes, when someone's wrong, they never.
Just what if we bet against the AA tranches? Who's not gonna take that bet? We know AA rated, but in reality, they're more like 25%. Some of them are 0%. The upper tranches are affected, they go to 0. I'll bet you right now that those AAs are actually like Bs.
200 to 1. No one on the planet is betting against AA. Banks will think we're either high or
having a stroke.
It's good there.
Kind of brilliant.
Not even Balmer Berry thought to short the double A's. But we did. Little brown hole capital.
Thing.
I'll get no angle. We're new to this. We're just in swaps on the double A tranche.
I don't understand.
40 million against the double A.
That's cool. That's all right with me.
You are excited.
Oh!
Stop it. Stop. Do you have any idea what you just did? You just bet against the American economy. People lose jobs. People lose retirement savings. People lose pension. Reduces people to numbers. Here's a number. Every 1% unemployment goes up. 40,000 people die. Did you know that?
No.
Did you know that?
No. Heard you and your swaps are getting played. Well, this is an opportunity for you to meet who you're betting against. Solid gold asshole.
I'm a CDO manager. The securities that go into the CDO portfolio and monitor the assets. I do most of Merrill Lynch.
Lynch isn't going to send you any customers unless you put Merrill Lynch's bonds in your CDO. All concerned about the rising default rates.
I assume no risk for this product.
They give you money to run your business, give you fat fees for doing so, but you represent the investors.
Oh boy. Your boss is about to explode.
CDO-B. And CDO-B has parts of CDO-A, but then they both get put inside CDO-C.
Their CDOs made up on the opposite side of the bet you make with your swaps. We call them synthetic CDOs.
It looks like the bad guy from Doom.
You have a pool of 50 million and something could be out there betting on it in your synthetic CDOs and swaps.
$1 billion.
What? Mortgage bonds that Michael Burry discovered were the match.
Market for insuring mortgage bonds than actual mortgage bonds.
If the mortgage bonds were the EO is the atomic bomb with the drunk president holding his finger over the button, the whole world economy might collapse. The synthetic CDO.
Yeah.
Well, here's Dr. Richard Thaler, father of behavioral economics.
Synthetic CDO works. Let's say I bet 10 million on a blackjack.
To represent a single mortgage bond. 18, dealer showing 7. That's a really good hand for Selena, and or 87%.
So, my odds are good. I'm on a winning streak. Everybody in this place wants
A bunch of shots in a row. People are sure they're going to make the next one. People think whatever's happening now happen into the future. During the real estate boom, they would never go down.
So people who are
But
watching
it will.
and think that I won't lose will make a side bet.
Bet you 50 million she wins, and I'll give you 3-to-1 odds.
3-to-1 odds? Okay, I'll take that bet. Of their
Bet you
bet.
50 million she wins.
That will lead to synthetic CDO number 2.
And glasses wins that bet.
She probably will win. So I want a great pair.
Or synthetic CDOs.
And we can transform an original $10 million investment into billions.
We feel
It's depressed.
Society values me very much. In fact, let's do this. How much I'm worth.
Yeah.
Tell me how much you're worth.
Yes, Don.
You are an incredibly big piece of shit.
Trying to fix the world.
He told me.
You're not a saint. Saints don't live on Earth.
My first response was to offer him some money. His face was so smashed.
It's processing emotion. Cinta lebih mata. Ballistic.
Yes? Is everything okay? Yes, honey. Sure? Yeah, baby.
Our agreement allows me to take extraordinary measures when markets aren't functioning properly. The mortgage bond market is fraudulent. Investors from this fraudulent market, I've decided to restrict investors' withdrawal. Michael J. Burry.
Phone calls and emails. Everyone deep in their hearts is waiting for the end of the world to come.
Once the industry leader, by the way, filed for bankruptcy, the company immediately 1,200 workers. The manufacturing index also fell in the month of March.
It's starting.
Some lungs on her, I'm impressed.
Can't help but enjoy it.
It would be a good idea if we sold our shorts.
What else is new?
And she said that Morgan Stanley will buy them.
If you need the files for 2005.
Files from the past year.
Good, then get out. Say hi to Lawrence for me. Boom.
I lost a ton of
Yeah, B of A said they had a power outage. Morgan Stanley said a server. We'll call it improbable. So, where do you have our position marked? How can the value of an insurance contract not be affected by the demise of the very thing it insures? They are correlated.
They're gonna lose their houses, they're gonna lose their jobs, they're gonna lose their... The end of capitalism. This is like the Dark Ages all over again. Love you too, save your money. She says I need to be on Xanax and double my dose of Zola. These people are crooks and they should be in prison.
You're unloading them.
They're selling their dog shit CDOs, then they go to another bank and short the...
A piece called Rolf.
That's a perfect title.
Casey, right now, every bank in town is unvalue them until they get them off their books. This level of criminality is unprecedented.
Being honest here, okay? It took me years to build my relationships on Wall Street. Confirm a story like this just because it comes from two guys in a, garage band hedge fund that thinks it's the apocalypse. On your wild hunch.
Wow.
Yes, respectable.
Always hated you because you were a prick in college, and you are a prick today.
Still living with your mom?
Charlie, come on.
Vault numbers are huge.
Who got the remittance data early? I bet it's...
Shane. Everybody wants swaps.
Swaps are now the most popular product on the street.
That's good for us.
Yes and no.
I heard from somebody who heard from somebody. No, Alex, you're over it.
To be prepared.
Lost their life jacket and get out.
Holy shit.
I'm jacked.
Holy shit.
I'm jacked! I'm jacked to the tats!
Real voice.
No.
What'd you hear, Tony?
This is a joke. I gotta start unwinding.
Okay, never.
Goldman Sachs, listen, I've been reviewing your position. I wanted to discuss your marks, make sure they're fair.
Yeah, I think you mean that you short position yourselves so you're free to mark my swaps accurately for once because it's now in your interest to do so. I think you've already said it.
But yes, Morgan has suffered some losses, but our liquidity is strong and there's no cause for concern.
Is that he took some pretty heavy losses.
And Morgan's bond department also started shorting subprime housing, $2 billion in triple Bs.
Benny is smarter than I thought.
Swap ate into his desk's profit to cover his triple B shorts. He sold a lot of A and AA swaps as protection.
Tell me Morgan Stanley doesn't hold the contracts on these swaps.
Okay.
All this time I've been trying to figure out who I'm betting against, and it's Morgan Stanley. What's your exposure, 3 billion? Tell me it's more than 4.
I can't answer that.
In here, and people are crying in your hallway. What is happening?
15 billion.
Yeah.
He kept
That's
saying
long.
defaults over 8% were impossible.
We sell our swaps when the market opens. We get our bonuses, our investors get their profits.
We're 3 times that.
Not if there's no market left to sell them in.
Forget it. I'm not giving out any lifeboats.
Mark, if Morgan goes under, we end up with nothing.
Say when we sell.
We have a fiduciary responsibility.
No, we don't. Nobody's acting responsible. The assholes at the big banks. I want to take...
always want me up.
We're talking, please. And we are going to wait until they feel the pain, until they start to bleed. I say when we sell.
This isn't about you. This isn't about you.
Hey,
You're up inside Mahogany.
Hey, I say when we sell.
Okay. Whatever you say.
The class action lawsuit against Bear.
So a bear could really collapse here.
There's a risk we really shouldn't take.
We bought 80% of our swaps.
I've been trying to call him and he won't get back to me.
No, he's on vacation with his wife's family. They're in...
Black was Park.
Probably got cell phone and Wi-Fi service. I'm trying to sell $200 million worth of securities.
We lose everything.
All right, let's see what Credit Suisse is after. I want to unload my credit default swaps.
All right, what you...
How much is their baby CDOs?
ABS? What's your notional value?
Face value is $205 million. You want at least $100 million.
100 million? What are you, a drug dealer or a banker?
Give me your best price.
Yeah, chuck 100 million in for me, mate.
85.
78.
84.
80.
I start to sell my position. It's 1.3 billion.
Jahiman 289 yen.
And everyone was wrong, you know? It's a lot of money. I get it. I could feel you judging me. I never said I was the hero of this story.
Hey, Ben. How are we looking?
80 million.
80 million, that's good, right?
80 is great. 80 is great.
Froze customers' money market accounts today. This thing's hitting Europe. Greece and Iceland are finished.
Get home. Hey, before you go.
I'm just wondering, why did you do this with us?
I said you wanted to get rich, now you're rich.
Markets and banks continued to hemorrhage. Only one of the big shorts refused to sell. Like when he was asked to speak at a conference opposite Bruce Miller, ISIS was scheduled to speak. Ali versus Foreman of the financial world, the realist versus the fool.
Bear Stearns has just received a loan from
J.P. Morgan. Of course, we're going to have to.
You have no plans to sell your $200 million in Bear stock?
And here, I'll probably go out and buy some more.
For the opposing view?
Louis Ranieri's mortgage bond and turned it into an atomic bomb of fraud and stupidity in the world economy.
How do you really feel?
I have no problem telling someone they're wrong. In my life, it's not so enjoyable. We're a fraud in America, in government, education, religion, food, even baseball. Fraud is mean. It's that for 15,000 years, fraud and short-sighted thinking have never, ever worked.
We're at 37.
People get caught. Things go
It's fucking
south.
plummeting, man. It's fucking plummeting.
When the hell did we forget all that? The fact that we're not doesn't make me feel all right and superior. It makes me feel sad. Rich people are going to be the ones that are going to have to pay for all of this.
It's 32.
No investment bank has ever failed unless caught in criminal activities.
Time you guys started talking, Bear Stearns stock has fallen more than 38%.
Of course I'd buy more. Why not?
Boom.
We have the legendary former chairman of the Fed, Alan Green's.
The Wall Street giant stock went to zero. The collapse of the venerable
Phone in the office. I threw my pass out already. Do you mind if I take your pass?
I don't give a shoe what you want.
15 years. Hey, look, you want to get a bite tonight? There's
Down to 2310. It's in a free fall. Clients wanted to talk to you about pulling their money. It's now or never, Mark. We gotta sell.
It's Jeff. You're buying stocks? The market's at an all-time low. This is crazy.
My wife on Match Profile said, I am a medical student with only one eye, an awkward social manner, and $45,000 in student loans. Just what I've been looking for. She meant honest. Making money is not like I thought it would be. This business kills the part of life that is essential. All the people I respected won't talk to me anymore, except through lawyers. Authority to tell them how to value things, but they choose this authority not based on facts or results. Seems authoritative and familiar. Realization that I must close down the fund. J. Burry, MD.
That's 0.89%.
You think we'd find?
I don't know. Grown-ups.
Also, Bernanke just left the White House. There's going to be a bailout.
Paper markets would
They
collapse.
knew.
Cash would stop coming out of ATMs. They had to backstop.
Taxpayers would bail them out. They weren't being stupid. They just didn't care.
See some of them go to jail.
I have a feeling that in a few years, people are going to be doing what they always do when the economy tanks. Be blaming immigrants and poor people.
Hundreds of bankers and rating agencies executives went to jail.
Okay.
The SEC was completely overhauled industries. Just kidding. Banks took the money the American people gave them and they used it to pay themselves huge bonuses. They blamed immigrants and poor people. And this time, even teachers. Only one single banker went to jail. Reem Sarah Geldin from Credit Suisse. He hit a few billion.
I mean, the fund will make almost $1 billion. You'll clear $200
billion.
But we got to close out our position, or it could be zero. I mean, it's now or never.
28.
Okay.
I didn't expect that. $5 trillion disappeared. $1 million. Yes, fund together. Civil ending there. It should be testing at that. A lot of people lost their jobs there. Only 8 million people. Kind of crazy. It's going to be now. It's